Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to John Wants Answers, the show that brings you people, places, cultures, and subcultures from the South Bay, the San Francisco Bay Area, the state of California, and beyond. And tonight, what's up with Andrew Willyoung being dead? How'd he die? Who is he? Was he murdered? There's no stopping us now because we're live.
I'm John Thompson.
I'm John A. Vink.
I'm Keith Stattenfield.
I'm Loretta Beavers.
I'm AJ Minnick.
I'm Jennifer Sim.
I am Bobby Chastain. These stories tonight on John Wants Answers.
John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers. Give John answers. John wants answers. John wants answers. Give John answers now.
Hey, you know when I do that dance?
Yeah?
I was watching. I dance like Donald Trump dances.
That's not good.
It's not good.
That's what he
I got to
does?
learn a new dance, people. Like
Is he copying your dance?
No, I think I see him in videos from like the '80s doing it.
Okay.
So
You copied his dance.
it might be an independent discovery, but it's still creepy. It's just, I'm like, I gotta.
That's a picture with him on Jeffrey Epstein's
Yeah,
island.
it's him and Jeffrey Epstein on the island, and he's dancing
with
like
the,
that.
The young girls.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got to work on it. I'm thinking, you ever see that Peacemaker? You ever watch that on HBO?
No, I don't.
Had a great opening dance with John Cena.
Okay.
So I got to learn that. It's got like this in it. And,
That's from the Pulp Fiction.
well, this in particular, but yeah.
I guess tonight is Keith Stattenfield.
Shouldn't I be more than guest by now? Shouldn't I be like
Sidekick.
official guest or?
It was a special appearance by Keith Stattenfield.
Wow.
Special.
I'll keep my eyes on the credits to see if that's true.
Well, and I announced you on Facebook. I said,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's something.
The date today, by the way,
It's January 11th.
January 11th, 2024.
I knew that because it showed me that on the screen.
Oh, right before I started scrolling my computer to see it.
Yeah, to see the date. January 11th.
Now, at the opening of the show,
Yes.
I referenced,
Yeah, you stole that.
I
You
stole that.
You got to pay a guy.
well, not anymore.
No, you still got to pay. You got to pay me.
You? Why you?
Well, I was involved.
Well, okay, so let's tell the people what we're talking about.
Sure, they know.
We both worked on a show called What's Up With That?
We did. Yeah.
From
back in the long ago.
in the
when
2000s.
people watched Access Television a lot.
Yes. And the host always opened with that line.
I think it was in the 90s even.
Was it that far back? Before I was around.
I think it was.
And so you and I kind of met by working on that show.
Well,
You,
no,
like-
we met at Apple, and then you worked on
Yeah.
my show, and then we recruited you to work on that show.
Correct.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have your show unless Andrew Willyoung had his show before that.
Well, Andrew and Loretta's show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Well,
needed
we got to give equal credit to Loretta.
She produced your show,
Yes.
but her goal was to lend equipment out from that station
Well,
to be a producer of a show.
we first proposed my show as a way to get around an obscure, insane bureaucratic requirement,
Yes.
which didn't actually matter because that requirement was gone long before we actually first taped my show.
Oh, that's not what I was told.
It was a long time ago. We
I
don't
was told I was
remember the
being
exact
camera
details.
guy for you in this loop around so
Yeah,
that Rita
yeah,
could lend
yeah,
out
but
equipment.
no one actually cared,
Okay.
as it turned out. And
So-
then really, especially no one cared, because all that stuff got shut down, and we moved here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so
And
Andrew's
by
show,
here, I mean somewhere else. Like this is like the
third
third
place.
place.
Well, the Andrew show never made it here.
No, never did.
So he moved to another place on KMVT.
Yeah,
And then later on, you resurrected your show.
I did.
And then you wouldn't take any of my ideas. So
That's
I started
correct.
my show.
Yeah.
And then my show's the only show that survived, made it here.
Yeah, I might start mine up someday.
You keep saying that.
I
But
know, I
haven't
keep saying that,
I have not
but-
seen any traction on this,
Maybe in April. Maybe when I'm back from the boat.
the vote. So Andrew Willyoung,
Yes,
he hosted that show.
he did.
Now he's dead.
That's what I've heard.
How did he die?
I don't know.
That's one of the instructions I gave you.
That's one of the questions you gave me.
Yes.
But I can't answer things I don't know. It's
Well, you gotta do research.
I did research.
Did you Google his name?
I did.
What'd you find?
I found that he had passed away, and it didn't say how
Where did you find out he passed away?
on Facebook.
Oh. Couldn't you message someone? and
I'm not
post
gonna.
it? You're not gonna.
That's creepy.
That's not creepy.
That's creepy.
I think it's
Like
legitimate.
nobody wants someone to message him like, "Hey, I'm going on TV tonight. I need to know the following details."
Do you think it was murder?
I don't think it was murder. I doubt it was murder. I would have read about. First of all, if it was murder, I probably would have read about it in the paper
Yeah.
because I read the news, and I would have found it on Google.
He was a principal of a school.
The teacher.
I thought he was principal.
Well, he kind of ran a program.
Okay.
But it was a sub-program. Like he wasn't principal of a whole school.
Maybe a parent had an issue with him, had an axe to grind. And then
Possible. But probably not.
I personally had an axe to grind with him.
I know you did.
Now they say
That's why I'm very. It did seem a little weird that you were very interested in how he died.
well for
And
this
like
whole
what
segment.
people knew about.
Yeah. What people
Like
know.
a lot of people are just like, "Oh, that's sad."
What are people
And you're
saying?
like, does anyone know who murdered him?
Here's what happened. So he retired his show.
Yeah, he stopped
years
doing
and
it.
years ago.
Yeah.
And then I came up to him one day and said, "Hey, you want to do your show again?"
Yeah.
He said, "Sure."
Yeah.
And I'll go, "Okay, I'll make all the arrangements."
Yeah.
And I did. I got him a time slot.
Yeah.
I got crew to volunteer for his show.
Yeah.
And then, like, the week before the show was going to happen, he ghosted me.
Yeah.
He didn't just say, "I don't want to do it." No, he ghosted me. He didn't
Yeah.
return my calls or anything.
Yeah.
And so I had to, like, cancel the whole thing.
Yeah.
And no word from him why.
No.
To this day.
Well,
to this day.
I'm
And never
I'm
again.
gonna
will
tell
I
you,
hear.
I don't think you're gonna get word anymore.
Not
I
word
think you missed your shot.
I'm not saying my axe to grind is enough for me to murder him.
No, you're not saying that.
I did not murder him.
It might be. You're not saying it's not enough.
I think I'm saying it's not enough.
Oh, okay. So you're saying you didn't do it.
I'm saying I did not murder him.
Okay. If you need a character witness, I will say
Yes.
you told me you didn't murder him.
Okay.
And if they have a specific date that they think he was murdered, and if I can remember what I was doing on that date, and if what I was doing on that date was driving in a car with you a long distance, I will tell the police that.
Okay. I gave you a ride somewhere in the last month, didn't I?
Yeah, but like not a long ride. Like
Woodside.
you-
I gave you a ride to Woodside.
Yeah, that was early in the morning. There was plenty of the day left.
We don't
for you
know
to
when he
murder a
died.
guy. We don't, but the police.
He could have died
The police
that morning.
probably know more than we do.
Oh, I imagine they do.
Let's hope.
Maybe the police don't know anything. To me, it's just a. Maybe
Just happened.
he's died of cancer.
Could be.
Heart
Yeah.
attack.
It's sad.
Because we didn't know he was sick, right?
We didn't know anything. We haven't talked to him in years.
Oh, him years?
Yeah, it's been years since.
I thought you were buds.
He hasn't come to any of my parties in years. That's when I saw him.
Oh.
And then there was COVID. Remember COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Like
saw
I
people.
stopped having parties.
That's not true. I've been to many barbecues at your house since COVID.
Not that many.
I'd say at least 3,
Yeah,
probably
in the last,
5.
in the last year.
Probably 5.
Yeah. We stopped him for
Did
a
you
while.
have you almost had a Halloween party
Almost, but I didn't.
because someone at your work got COVID. And so you shut everything down?
We didn't want to be indoors, and it was a lot of work, and
Nah,
a lot of people said they weren't coming anyway. So
I wasn't coming.
I know you were in.
If
Canada.
I had come, maybe he would have come and done his Lady Gaga dance again.
It's possible.
Okay. Well, we should be moving on because
We
people
should.
at home don't know who this
People
guy
at home
is.
don't care.
Yeah. We have more old news.
Sure.
Has Donald Trump been indicted on anything new?
No.
No new indictments.
No new indictments. Although one of his cases had the closing arguments today, so now it's with the judge.
That was civil trial, right?
New York civil trial.
Yeah.
For Trump and Trump Industries and
And so it's going to be
Don Jr.
few
and Eric,
weeks.
but not Ivanka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's too pretty for jail.
You know, she was too unimportant in the company apparently.
Oh, okay. That makes more
That's what
sense.
the judge said.
So I guess in 2 weeks he's going to rule, the judge?
Or less, or more. No one knows. Judges
Those are the only
judges
options.
do their own thing.
But I thought he give us a guideline of how long it would take him?
I think he implied it wasn't going to be years.
I thought he said by the end of January.
Well, I didn't read that. But maybe, could be.
But he's since argued, not to the Supreme Court, to a U.S.
D.C. Court of Appeals.
Yes.
The D.C. appellate.
His argument was that
His lawyer's argument.
he can commit infinite crimes with no repercussions.
Almost.
In particular, he said he could assassinate political rivals.
Well, that was the judge's question.
Okay.
I mean, his lawyer's position was that you can only try a former president for a crime committed during the presidency for an action which was within the sphere of influence of what a president can do if that president has been impeached by the House of Representatives and convicted in the Senate for that crime. And then after the Senate has convicted, you could then have a criminal trial of the president.
Mitch McConnell said the opposite. He said we shouldn't be impeaching
Trump's lawyer
Donald Trump
during the second impeachment said the opposite.
Yeah.
Said, hey, the right way to handle this is after he's left the office.
is to pursue criminal crimes.
Yeah.
He's trying to push the old Nixon argument where anything
is.
I do
Yeah,
is
when the
legal
president does
because
it,
I'm the
it's
president.
not a crime.
Yes. Yes. That was in a movie trailer for a documentary on
It was
Nixon.
in his interview with Frost,
Yes.
which was like a real news thing. And then they made a movie about it.
Okay. I haven't seen either.
Oh, well, you've seen the trailers.
I've
for
seen the
one of them.
trailer
Yeah.
for that with that one line.
Yeah.
Haven't said it.
Yeah, so now you know everything about Nixon. Was Nixon on the citizenship test?
No.
That's too bad.
What would they ask about him?
I don't know.
Was he
Maybe, like,
president?
I think there could be a whole second section of the trivia of the citizen chest with like American trivia. And if you do really well, like I don't know, you get a flourish on your passport.
You could be senator?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's dangerous for Donald Trump to say that he can assassinate political rivals because presently Joe Biden is the president
That's what they want you to believe.
and Donald Trump is a political rival.
Yeah, but Trump really won the election. So Biden's not really the president right now.
I saw the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court swear him in. I saw it with my eyes
Sure.
and
but
heard it with my ears.
Chief Justices swear lots of people in as president.
Only once every 4 to 8 years.
Well, yeah. Like 41 of them.
Do they swear them in every 4 years? Like if a guy gets reelected, he has to be sworn in again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they have another inauguration. It's usually smaller.
What if they another inauguration is just like, for show? It's not real.
Yeah.
Okay.
The herring gull is the commonest gull over most of eastern Canada. It can be identified by its black wingtips and pink legs. It nests on the ground or on cliffs like these. An adult herring gull may have a wingspread of over 4.5 feet. Although it preys on the eggs and young of other water birds, it's a very useful scavenger in our seaports, and it's often seen in great numbers in plowed fields well inland, where it feeds on cutworms and other insect pests. For a more complete story of the herring gull, why not contact the Canadian Wildlife Service in Ottawa?
Well, our next topic, Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We'll make sure we get the song in tonight.
It's good that the piano guy came because we got such a small crew tonight.
Yeah.
We had to wrangle the whole audience ourselves.
Monday
Monday
is Martin
next
Luther
Monday. Next
King
Monday.
Jr. Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just reminded this week I don't have to work on Monday.
Ooh,
And I was like, woo,
that's one of my questions. You get day off work.
I do. Yeah,
Apparently you
yeah.
do.
Although they want us to go do volunteer things.
Is that how we commemorate Martin Luther King Day?
One of the ways, yeah, yeah.
By volunteering?
Yeah.
What kind of volunteering can I do?
Well, lots. Do you do any volunteering right now?
No.
Well, lots.
One day, on my own accord,
Yeah,
I went to my freeway exit
yeah.
and I picked up trash.
That's nice.
So that would count as
Did you
volunteering.
get a Habitat for Humanity hat? You go back and do that again.
I have a hard hat
Yeah.
for them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could do that. I mean, I don't know if they're doing anything on Martin Luther King Day.
Can you give
but
blood?
Maybe.
Are they open?
You
for
can
giving
give blood. I can't give blood on Monday
Because you've given too soon?
because I gave blood too recently,
Okay.
like
You
a
did
month
not
ago.
plan ahead.
I did it when I could.
Okay. Martin Luther King Sr.
Yeah.
Is he known for anything besides giving birth to Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yeah, he was a famous pastor.
Oh, he was.
He was pastor of that Ebenezer Church in Atlanta, which now Senator Warnock is the chief pastor at.
Oh, okay.
Same church.
All right.
It's a very famous, well-respected church. I think it's in Atlanta.
Was Martin Luther King Jr. also a?
Pastor, yes.
He was. Okay.
Reverend, really.
Reverend.
Yeah, hence the name, Reverend Martin Luther King.
Oh, that's his full name.
Well, it's yes, yes, that's
Okay.
his full title. The Right
Is-
Honorable Reverend.
Right Honorable. Wouldn't that
Martin.
mean he's a judge or something?
I don't know. We can say it.
When I was in high school, my nickname was the Honorable John A. Vink.
That's true. Technically, honorable means elected by a public
Or
institution of
judges.
some sort.
Judges are,
Judges are honorable.
but are they elected?
Yeah, well, in some places.
Yeah. And this the man who had a dream that a man would be judged by the character of his content, but not by the color of his skin.
He had a dream that one day his children would live in a world
Oh.
where they were judged
So he gave
by
up
the
on his
content of their
lifetime.
character. He said, he was just speaking of something, I had a dream.
Okay.
I mean, he could have said, I had a dream where my cat could fly, right? That would be an equally correct sentence.
Okay.
Nowhere near as
Prolific.
rhetorically
Yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Nice, poignant.
Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't be repeating that 60 years later.
So when he said, I had a dream, he's being literal, not like one night he was sleeping and he had a dream.
Yeah.
Because I thought, like, some people, they call people dreamers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that person's a dreamer.
Yeah.
He dreams of having his own business one day. So it wasn't like that.
I don't want to imply that he was speaking entirely literally,
Okay.
given that he was a reverend and gave sermons and speeches and had, in fact, many times previously used the I have a dream that the following will be the way
Oh.
things are.
This is an old trope, I guess. Trope? Trope.
Yeah.
An old trope of his.
And
I
many
have a
others.
dream.
And many others, yes.
Okay. But in particular, his dream was.
But he did have that dream, yes. And he said that at the 1968 March on Washington,
Oh, okay.
I believe.
When was the civil rights movement?
Largely in the 1960s, but you can kind of trace some of it back to the 50s.
Before my time.
I mean, the school district stuff was more 1950s,
Okay.
but civil rights legislation was early and mid 1960s. So that's kind of what depends on what you consider, but it was been a long-standing struggle.
All
It's
right.
not done yet.
It's not
Still
done.
working on it.
What's left?
Lots of stuff's left.
Can you name a?
I mean, our trans brothers and sisters are still working to get full recognition of their rights.
All right. Yeah.
I will say, in many ways, Black and minority Americans are still not as free as they should be. Lots of
Love
other
and
places in the world, there's conflict all over the place. Just turn on the news.
I don't do that. I just read the news.
Yeah.
All right, our next topic, planes coming apart. So,
One plane comes apart.
this plane's
Suddenly
flying.
it's news.
Suddenly it's news. This plane's flying
Yeah.
Friday night.
Yeah.
Where's it going from and to?
Oregon to California,
Okay.
I think.
Neighboring states. Not very long trip.
Yeah, I don't remember where in California. I don't remember Oregon, but I think it was Oregon to California.
So it takes off,
Yes.
and then pop,
10 minutes later.
a door comes off.
Yes. We're out. Not really a door.
It's a fake door,
Fake door.
a plugged door.
Yeah.
A plug where a door could have been
Could have been. Correct.
in
yeah.
another lifetime.
Yes. If the configuration of the plane was different and needed an extra escape door, that's where it would have been.
This was a 737 MAX
737
9.
MAX 9.
Now 737's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's
the MAX 9 is new.
MAX 8 and MAX 9 are new. They're a couple years old.
Okay.
They are redesigns, but they're the same class as the 737. In other words, the length of the plane and the wing edge to edge and the number of passengers they carry and the layout of the controls in the cockpit are similar across that whole series.
Okay. So this plane's flying, and this panel pops off. This plug that plugged what could have been an emergency door
Yep.
if they
If they needed it.
had that configuration.
Yeah.
And they investigated.
And the pilots went, this is wrong.
Well, while they're midair, they're
Yeah,
like,
they noticed it.
okay.
Like it wasn't like they landed and went, hey. No, they caught on right away. And
Did
then they
the-
kind of radioed in, hey, something went wrong.
Did the oxygen masks fall down?
They did.
Oh, it's usually not good stuff.
No, if those oxygen masks drop, it's not you're not having a great plane trip.
I usually see that in movies. It's in a hole in the fuselage.
Sure.
And usually in movies, at least 5 people get sucked out of the hole and go down
least.
and splat.
Sure.
At least 5.
Yeah.
Now this time,
Zero.
0. I think one guy's phone got
Two
sucked
phones.
out.
2 phones.
2 phones.
They found 2 phones on the ground.
Oh, they found on the ground
Yeah.
using
There's
Find My
probably
Phone?
other stuff that got sucked. Like some kid lost his shirt or something.
Oh yeah, I
There's
heard
probably
that
other
too.
stuff that got sucked out that we're never going to pair up with this plane.
How does that shirt get sucked off? Like I have a hard enough time getting my shirt off at nighttime.
Might have had a sweatshirt tied around his shoulders or something. Or there's a lot of wind when you're
Yeah.
going a couple hundred miles an hour.
Did they slow the plane down after this?
They lowered their altitude as quick as they could,
Uh-huh.
and they slowed down.
Did they land in
As-
the same airport they took off
They
from?
did, yeah. They went back to the airport.
So
they
they're
took
only
off.
10 minutes into the flight, right?
Yeah, like 10 or 12 minutes.
Okay. No one sucked out. That's
No,
good.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
it not great for. Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been a lot worse.
Could have been terrible. As is, it was bad.
So the pilot knew right away without the stewardess knocking on the door saying, "Hey, we've got a hole in the plane."
Yeah, I think they have. I think they have things.
Okay. They have loading
Like
safeguards.
I don't know if the air things drop automatically or not. Like the pilots may have to flip a switch for that.
Oh, for the oxygen masks.
Yeah.
Okay.
The stewardesses, the flight attendants, just grab their own oxygen things, so they can walk around.
It's a good thing I hadn't started the beverage service.
Yeah,
the whole
then,
cart
hey,
goes flying
you
out.
lost a whole cart.
Yeah.
You'd have been finding Mr. Pibbs scattered across mid-Oregon. What's this Mr. Pibb doing on top of this burlap sack full of $20 bills from the 1970s?
It's interesting how this flight ran the same
Yeah.
as DB Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably unrelated, though.
Okay. Now, what I heard, good news,
Good. Okay. For the once.
it wasn't that the bolts got loose. That wasn't the problem.
Well, they haven't said officially yet.
There's no bolts at all, I heard.
They haven't said officially yet.
Well, then
But
how
it's
did I hear
possible
that?
there were no bolts installed. It's possible
Yes.
the bolts were installed and weren't tightened down enough and they unbolted.
So I guess the instruction manual on how to build a 737 MAX 9 had a
I-
missing page.
There are a lot of rules. There are a lot of instructions.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's an instruction for every single bolt and rivet in
I'm
that
sure
plane.
there should be.
And maybe one. But I mean, there's a lot of things in that little door, so something got missed.
Yeah.
Like somebody is going to get a bad performance review this year
It needs improvement.
up at Boeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they call that? Sometimes misses expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. You get one of those at Apple, man,
You're in trouble.
your days are numbered.
yeah.
Or at Google, I heard that Google had layoffs again.
Google, yeah, I heard
last
that
night.
too.
Middle of the night, they just like
What?
lit off some people.
Oh, I didn't hear it was middle of the night.
Oh.
You can't lay off people in the middle of the night. They're sleeping.
Well, that's the best time to do it. They can't complain.
I think you wake up and I got laid off 4 hours ago. You're like,
You get your email on your phone in the morning and it says, oh, you can't get, either you can't get your email or your first email is you're not here anymore.
yeah.
I don't know how they've figured that out.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. For Google.
Yes,
Yeah.
not for Apple.
Well, I mean, not last night.
All right. Are there a lot of these planes, these 737 MAX 9s out there? Like they've grounded them all, right?
Huge number.
They've all been grounded.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Yeah.
there a lot of flights canceled, or not really too many.
Well, different airlines have bought different types of planes. I believe in the U.S., and I don't know if this is affected outside the U.S. or not. I believe in the U.S. it's been Alaska and United Airlines have most of the 737 MAX 8s and MAX 9s, and only the MAX 9s have been grounded.
They should look into
Because
MAX 8s too.
Only the MAX 9s have this spot for a door.
Oh, okay.
Which would have a door plug in it. But I am certain they are looking at all of the 737 MAX configurations.
Are there
At some,
also MAX 1 through 7?
I don't know.
No, they start at 8.
Well, 8 might have been kind of the, it might have been previous types of 737s. That one I don't know.
All right.
Well, look, someone said it's 10 o'clock.
Who says 10 o'clock? Well, it is
Well,
10 o'clock.
I know. And someone said it's 10 o'clock.
We're-
As
we're-
if that was important to you.
But we're going later because we started past 9:30.
Did we?
I think we did start past 9:30.
Well, I don't
We
know.
need, our affiliates demand 29 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
So we got to
So we're going to
provide that
But
amount of
don't you
content.
just retime the show to always hit 29:30? So occasionally, I am talking really slow.
Only about like 1 or 2%.
Oh,
It's unnoticeable.
okay. Well, like
Okay.
you can see that, like when I bob my head, you're like, well, that's not 30 frames a second. That's 29.2 frames a second.
I have some extra questions here. In case
Okay,
we run out
question
of
away.
time.
Question away. Ask.
What is turn down service?
In a hotel?
Yeah.
That's when, kind of, after dinner and before bedtime, your concierge, or not concierge, your
Your butler?
maid, your person,
Your person? Mhm.
probably the maid, but someone comes into your room and takes the comforter, which has been covering the pillows to keep them not from being dusty, and turns that down so you can just slide your body into bed. And often they will put little chocolates or something on your pillow
Why do I need a person to do that for me?
because it makes you feel fancy.
It sounds kind of creepy.
Well, it is a little creepy, but it's also fancy.
Do they still do it today, or is it from the olden
Some
days?
hotels do, not a lot. Like if you're on a cruise ship,
I've been to 5
sometimes
star.
you'll get into your room and they'll have turned down your room before bedtime.
They have taken my towels and made animals out of them.
Yeah, same thing.
But that was during the day. That
Yeah,
wasn't
but then they'll
happening
come
nighttime.
back in the evening,
Oh.
and maybe they'll put chocolates in your pillow, and they'll move the comforter down.
I don't
so
think
that
I
you
need
can
that.
just